Hey, it's Emerald Stars, and welcome back to another episode of Harvest Block. Let's get to it and have some fun! I've had some adventures between episodes. Firstly, I ended up going into the nether, and this portal here leads directly to a stronghold, or a nether fortress, sorry, strongholds are for the end. It's right on a nether fortress, and I died at least a dozen times. But I did manage to get 4 of these, or 5 wither chunks, so that'll be great. I'll be able to, when I get to tier 5, I'll be able to just have wither seeds right off the bat. And what I was actually going for was this drop of evil here, so that I could work on this over here. So I'm going to kind of give a little bit of a tour and explanation about what all is going on here. So for blood magic, when you have your altar, if you craft this dagger of sacrifice, which is, I believe I did this in the episode before, the iron sword on the blood altar, it takes the life points from mobs, from the hostile mobs instead of from you, and it's a lot more efficient way to get blood in your altar. And the cool thing is it's a one-hit kill, like one hit and they're dead, and you have lots of blood in your altar. See, if I shift here, I've already got, it's full. This tier 2 altar is full. So, and also this dagger doesn't seem to take any durability damage, so that's neat. But yeah, I looked up a video, because I'm not super familiar with blood magic, so I did some research and watched a couple of YouTube videos, and I found one that shows you how to make the fully tiered blood magic altar, and I'm not entirely certain how many tiers are going to be necessary for this mod, or for this mod pack, but I just went on ahead and made like the template for a fully tiered structure, since, well, 1, it looks really cool, and 2, I don't want to have to go through and refine the space for this later. That would just be annoying. So for the succeeding tiers, these blank runes are actually going to replace these cobblestones here, and these blocks are supposed to be glowstone, but these are supposed to be like blood bricks or so, I don't know. And I have no idea what those are supposed to be. I'll get to that when if we need a full tier 6. And here in the corners of the tier 5 is actually, and each of the 4 corners is a beacon, so I can see how this mod could get pretty expensive after a little bit. So to feed my blood altar here, I'm gonna go on ahead and show you this mob spawner. It's kind of neat, in my humble opinion. So, what I've got going on here is this is dark fused quartz, which is a block of quartz and some black floral powder in the alloy smelter over there from Ender.io, and it doesn't let light pass through. In theory, I mean, obviously you can see light in there, but for the mobs, there's no light in there. And so they can spawn in there. And this soil here is what I needed this drop of evil for. So you put down your dirt platforms, and I actually kind of like connected them in between so that I only needed the 1 drop of evil to infect all of this soil here. So you put down your dirt and then right click it with a drop of evil, and it'll make this awful loud sound and start giving off these particle effects, and it'll turn it black. So what that does is that it greatly, there we go, see, look, it greatly increases mob spawn rate, and it is not dependent of the player being 24 blocks away, so obviously I can be standing right here and have mob spawn. And the way I set this up is I did the 3x3 platforms with a slab in the middle, so I didn't get spiders spawning, since I want my mobs to be able to fall through a 1 hole gap. And So yeah, and then I put these vector plates down, which are actually really inexpensive. They're slime and sugar. And to get slimes, I just chucked a couple cacti into my mana pool, and it gave me all the slime that I need. I think I only needed to make like 4 or 5 of these recipes because they give you 8 plates per craft. So I put all the plates I needed on here so that it would push my mobs into the channels, these 2 high channels here. And there's also vector plates in those, pushing them towards the middle so that they spawn and they get pushed directly down into my killing arena down there. And then, so a couple words of advice if you decide to go this route. Make sure you light it up before you're, like, while you're working on it, because if it turns to night and gets dark, mobs will start to spawn, and they will spawn right next to you, and if it's a creeper, they will blow up. And yes, there is a way, the dev mentioned there's a way, like claiming the chunks or something, and I'm going to probably look into that because rebuilding this thing after it's been blown up by a creeper is a really, really big pain in the butt. So I recommend putting a couple of torches down while you're building it and not cap it off until you're absolutely certain you have done everything that you need to do inside this little area here, because it's just not worth that headache. So I'm gonna get down off my janky little dirt pillar here and show you some other things that we've been doing. I managed to get all of the tier 4 soil that I want, my 21 soil here, so that I have my 2 3x3 platforms and my mutation platform, so that we can begin to get into these tier 4 seeds here. And I did go on ahead and craft an Enderman seed. Because of this setup over here, I was able to kill enough Endermen. So what I did is, looking at the one probe readout here, see how it's telling me about this crop right here? Well, it'll tell you what mob you have centered in on or whatever. And if it was an Enderman, I would kill it. I would damage it a little bit with an axe, and then I would use my Solium dagger on it, and doing that I was able to get the 4 chunks that I needed to get my Enderman seeds. And it's a good thing too, because they're going to be needed in a couple of these recipes, like the Ender seeds and the End seeds here. So I've got those, and I began the process of tiering them up, but since they were starting out at 0 because they were crafted mob chunks, it's going to take a while, and I didn't want to do that before filming and getting my tier 4 seeds all worked out, because I have a limited time for recording here. So, without further ado, we are going to start diving right into getting our tier 4 seeds going. And we might as well start right here with our end seeds, Enderman and Marble. So I'm going to swipe, got caught on that, I'm going to swipe one of these seeds. And I did end up crafting a drawer controller. There was an update after I crafted this, and the dev changed the recipe from needing a diamond to needing gold, which really sucks because I crafted mine with a diamond, so that was a little upsetting, but I mean, not a massively huge deal. I will live. So we're gonna go ahead and craft these up, and I'll be back when they mutate correctly. And partway through I realized that it is not limestone that I need to craft these end seeds. It's marble. That would have made the whole process a lot faster, because I was getting a bunch of Enderman seeds and a bunch of limestone seeds, but I was not getting any endstone seeds, and that's because I was doing the entire thing wrong. So got to start this whole process over and wait for these to mutate, and I will be back when they choose to do so. There we are. We got our end seeds. Okay. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that because we have a couple other recipes that we need those for. So let's put those away. And our end seeds here. Might as well put those there. And we don't need our marble seeds. By marble. Since we already have our fully tiered marble seeds. So, end seeds. Check. And I think pulsating iron needs enderman seeds as well as ender. So, are they both? Do they both require iron? Huh, that's weird. So the same recipe is going to make two different kinds of seeds. That's convenient though. Actually, I don't think I have any iron seeds over here. I do, but I don't want to grab them, so we'll grab that one. Put the seeds down. Get this one grown back up since I broke it. And wait for our two sets of seeds here to mutate. So it'll be interesting to see what the ratio is, if we'll get a ton more of one seed or the other seed. But I will cut out all this wait time for you so that you just see our lovely end result seeds. And there's our pulsating iron. We'll drop some more sticks down there so that we can get our ender seeds. The pulsating iron has... Oh, there's our ender seeds. I was just going to say that the pulsating iron had a 20% chance where the ender seeds only had a 10% chance, but in the end, I guess it didn't really matter since we got it pretty quickly. So we're going to put our iron seeds back over here and see what kind of recipes we can get up to next. So nickel, steel, dark steel. Suppose I should just hold on to the iron seeds because I get the feeling we're going to use it a lot for these tier 4 seeds, since a lot of the tier 4 seeds require a lot of metals that we haven't gotten to use yet. Oops, I just dropped my iron seed back in there. So let's see, I actually forgot in all my chatter which one I need. So gold and iron. And you are no longer needed, Mr. Enderman, to my knowledge. I may end up needing that back. We'll have to see. And we'll put down our gold and our iron, grow those up. So because this pack has so much, because with the crop dusting and you holding shift all the time to get the plants growing up, my pinky was starting to hurt holding on shift because of when I'm mutating seeds or leveling them to 10s, and leveling takes like 5 to 10 minutes depending on what level they started out as and how stubborn RNG is trying to be. So I have a mouse with a bunch of, it has about a dozen buttons on the side that I can map or put macros on, and I went on ahead and put a macro for holding down shift on it, so I just push that button and I can walk around, do whatever, and it'll hold shift for me. And that has made the whole process so much easier. And if anybody's interested in this mouse, it's a Logitech G600, and I can put the link down in the description for you if you'd like that. So we got our nickel seeds, and let's put all of that away. It took quite a while, as you can see. I ended up with several different other kinds: steel, iron, and electrical steel. So our electrical steel, this one, yeah, if you want to see the names of what's in your drawers, if you get lost, because some of these seeds look very similar, just hold shift and one probe will tell you what's in it. So that's convenient. That was weird, a little frame drop going on. And electrical steel, because we can chuck these into the void since we don't need them anymore. Push my button and hold down shift. Let those mutate up and we'll get our Shoot, I don't remember which one we're going for. I guess I'll remember when it decides to mutate and ends up here in the middle, and I will cut to that. See you in a bit. Okay, that didn't take too long. That was our first mutation there. And we got ourselves our steel seeds. Put those in there, and dark steel, electrical steel, and obsidian. Am I gonna need my iron seeds for anything else in here? Blaze, rock crystals, huh? Marble. Huh. That's gonna be for the not Botania, astral sorcery. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be needing my iron anymore, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that and get my obsidian. Give me iron. And since I snitched it from here, I'll put it back there. So obsidian, I think you're down here. Yep, there you are. And put that in there. Drop down the shift button and mutate. Finally, that one took forever, as you can see by the number of seeds that I have accumulated in my inventory. That one, RNG was not in my favor for that. But we ended up getting it, so I guess that's all that matters. Iron alloy. Oops. I guess I put those away too soon. We're gonna need to grab our iron seeds again, so I'm gonna head. That drawer controller seriously makes everything so much easier. So, iron. Yeah, that was iron. Grab it from here again. Let you guys grow back up. Iron and nickel. And that's the one we just put in here. So, nickel, iron. Let's check those other seeds out. I decided not to go with the seed reprocessor since I just get so many essence from my 10-10-10 seeds that, I don't know, the reprocessor is slow enough that it's not really efficient or effective, so I opted out of making that in the end. There are other versions, like tiered versions with the different type of essences, but they end up requiring coal and fuel and stuff, and I'm already using so much coal for my Ender IO stuff and my mana. I don't want to have one more thing that I have to make coal for, since I'm already making so much of it. And there we are, iron alloy. That one wasn't quite as stubborn as the last one, but definitely not a speedy, quick alloy. Oops, there's nickel. Oh, I ended up putting the iron back in there. Oh well, that'll grow back up and replace the one that I need. Iron alloy, we'll put you here and get rid of you guys. You too, bugging me. And then move on. Rock crystal, I think we need the star metal for that one first. So Constantin. And with this we can make the thermoelectric generator, whatever it is in immersive engineering, but honestly the Ender IO works just as good. So grab our nickel and copper. Should have kept my nickel up. I need to try and preemptively manage all of these, but you know, that requires forethought, and forethought on camera doesn't usually work out so great. So we're gonna let those mutate and I'll be back. That really didn't take so long. Just the one. Those away. No, those aren't gonna stack. Constantin. And nickel, and it looks like we're gonna need some more storage drawers, so I'm gonna go on ahead and craft some of those up, and I'll be back. Okay, place those down, accommodate our new awesome seeds that we're gonna be having here in a bit. I just love it. All of my seeds, here they are, they're awesome! Okay, so the next one, energetic alloy, gold and redstone. Glowstone, sorry, redstone and gold. Yeah, and a lot of these alloy ones that we're making right now are required for Ender IO, and I'm really excited about that. So we can start making more use of the Ender IO mod and start getting some more automation going on. There we go, energetic alloy. Put them in here. And next, solarium. That's cool, so we won't have to go through and use the netherrack or make soulstone and make all of that. Okay, what was it? Solarium, nether and gold. There's our nether seeds, redstone seeds that didn't stack with the others. And let those grow up and mutate, and I'll be right back. And solarium. It didn't take a whole lot of tries to get it right, but it took so long between each one of those mutations to get another mutation. It just took so long. You're lucky you don't have to watch that bit. Silver and gold. Let's see, silver, where do you live? There you are. And since we already have the gold here, I'm not gonna bother picking that up. Toss this stuff back in here. And our nickel here, I believe. Yes, there's our nickel. And grow these up and mutate them. There's our electrum. And see, unlike the solarium seeds here that took forever between each mutation, we have probably the same amount of seeds here as we did for them, but they were just like boom, 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 really, really quick and convenient, and that's the way I like it. So, steel, mana steel. So, even though there were a lot of mutations that took place, it didn't take very long, so that was convenient. Mana steel and steel. Let's see, I think steel is one that we just made, yeah. So these are going to be a lower level seed because I try and get my seeds to level 10 just so that I can get more from them, and so they make mutations a lot easier and quicker. But for these tier 4 seeds, I'm obviously not going through and leveling them all up to 10, 10, 10 in between takes, because that would be, well, it would probably be smart, and so that all my new tier 4 seeds are at least level 5 to start out with, but I don't want to go through doing that, so they're going to start out at whatever level they may be. See, these are 10s, and those are probably 1s, and these are probably going to end up like 3 or 4, whereas if I have a 10 here and a 10 here, this will be a 5, and it makes it not take nearly as long to make them 10, 10, 10. But that didn't take super long to get our Terra Steel here, so that's always nice. And then, hey, HOP Graphite. I didn't realize those were going to be in this. That'll be nice so that I don't have to make the coal coke and then put it in the crusher and put it in the squeezer and put it in a furnace and then put it in the blast furnace. It was a process. But, so that'll be nice. I won't have to do that anymore for diamonds. And our Fluix, Certus Quartz, and Redstone. And now that we're going to have Fluix, we can start getting into the applied energistic systems, which will make this whole situation over here, my storage situation, a lot prettier. I think I already have mana steel seeds, yeah. Sorry, my memory is like 10 seconds long. Certus Quartz and Redstone. Okay, Redstone's here. Certus Quartz, I think you are here, yep. But yeah, we can start getting into applied energistics and getting a proper storage system sorted out so that we can have terminal crafting and automated crafting, all the good things. Super, super quick and convenient. There you are, lovely Fluix, welcome to the game. HOP graphite, coal, and steel. Okay. Coal seeds, and then back down here with our steel seeds. Dropping them on there. Letting them grow up, and then mutating. HOP graphite. Those go pretty quick. Alright, steel, HOP graphite, and then just, what are you? Did I put coal seeds? Oops, I put coal seeds over there. My bad. That's where they belong. Which ones are my 10s? These are my 10s. These are my seeds that I don't need anymore. Goodbye, seeds. Okay, and star metal and rock crystal and blaze. So we'll probably not do the blaze, ghast, or guardian right now since they're going to take these mob chunks. The dev did make it so mob chunks are craftable now if you put them on the pyre and stuff. I will eventually probably go back into the nether and get my own actual blaze chunks, but probably not until I have some sort of flight method, because, well, I'm just awful in the nether, and so I just don't want to go through that. But now we're gonna get ourselves some, oops, I don't want to put that down until these are grown up, just in case one of them grows up faster than the other and spreads, and then you have a useless, just wasted time. So let's get our, I believe this is star metal we're crafting up here, and we'll go on ahead and wait for that to mutate. Star metal, and that's going to be for astral sorcery. I think I'm going to actually need this seed for our next one. The rock crystals, yeah, star metal and marble. So, marble, are you way down here? Good grief. Those were mutation seeds and aquamarine. And our terra steel goes here eventually. Nope, sorry. I think it'll go here. Yeah, I think that's where the terra steel lives. Not that it really matters at this point, because it's not taking anybody's space. So we're going to wait for those to mutate and give ourselves the rock crystals. I believe those are also for astral sorcery. It'll be interesting to see how astral sorcery works on a skyblock. I've never really done astral sorcery on a skyblock, so it'll be interesting to see how that's all going to work out. And we're going to need to start getting into astral sorcery probably next episode, or depending on how much of this episode we have left, we'll be getting into astral sorcery, and that's how we're going to get our tier 5 soils. We have to get several tiers down the way of celestial altars to get the tier 5 soils, so it'll be quite a ways into astral sorcery. But I've always really liked it. It's a really pretty mod. The glowing starlight, all the rock crystals, and the structures they make you build out of the marble. It's all really pretty. And we do have marble seeds, but they're not the seeds, or it's not the marble for astral sorcery. To get the marble for astral sorcery, we're going to need to take marble essence and then wrap it around an aquamarine, and that'll give us the nice, really pretty, clear not clear, it's not transparent. I meant, I don't know, this has texture in it, and oops, I didn't even put down, I got talking and I didn't even realize I didn't have crop sticks down. But yeah, this has a lot of kind of a grainy gray texture in it, whereas the Astral Sorcery marble is a really pretty white, just mostly just a white, and you can make different types of it. It has ruined marble and stuff like that, and they're all used in making the different structures that are required for Astral Sorcery. So it'll really help making this area a lot more beautiful. I like that I put this altar in here, almost fully realized altar here. It's a neat structure, I think. And we're probably at some point going to redo this, make it prettier, make it cleaner and whatnot. But yeah, I said at one point that we were going to move the base that way. I don't think we're going to physically move it because that would be such a headache. And I might just put World Edit on here for a little while and move my whole base over a couple chunks or regions to get, because over that way there's plains, whereas I'm in the desert right here. And no, it's not just because the grass is ugly here, it's because the only passive mobs that spawn here are bunnies, or the rabbits, whatever. And after I get all of their chunks, they're essentially useless. I mean, yes, they are good for a source of meat, which I am kind of lacking meat sources at this point. I've been relying on tofu for my protein in my dishes, but it'll be a lot nicer to have the actual like cows, pigs, chickens, whatnot spawning on my base instead of just rabbits. So that's the idea and why I want to move over into the plains over there. So I'll probably get World Edit on here and move on over and then be done and start working towards making this base look a little prettier and more organized. And I think I kind of want to centralize it around this and build structures around, just because this looks so epic. I think it does. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that and just make this a nicer area, get rid of my awkward, janky crafting station at auto crafting here. I never did talk about this. This over here is my coal. It makes coal blocks, so I put coal in, or I put essence in there. I put the essence in this chest over here, and then it goes into this crafter from IO, and it makes coal, and then it sends the coal into this crafter and makes coal blocks, and then pushes the coal blocks into this chest. It's pretty slow, and I will probably upgrade my Ender IO machines pretty soon in the near future. I need to get my organic dyes and stuff worked out, and those are kind of lengthy in process. So I've got to do that before I can start upgrading my Ender IO things. So, but yeah, in the meantime, that works for now. So if I'm doing large batches of making the coal blocks, sorry, my brain just decided to go on vacation. But yeah, if I'm making a bunch of these coal blocks here, I just toss them over in here while I go and do something else, and I'll come back and I'll have 10 or 11 blocks of coal already made up for me. And so that's really nice. Geez, this is taking forever. Star metal, terra steel. Let me check 100% to be sure. Our rock crystals are star metal and... oh gosh. Star metal and marble, of course. Well, at least I was able to have a lovely chat with you folks. But yeah, that was... ugh, that's annoying. Let's get ourselves marble, which is what we need, instead of terra steel. That makes a whole lot more sense that marble would be used for astral sorcery instead of terra steel, which is a Botania mod. Good grief. I would lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. I tell ya. So, now that I have the right seeds mutating, I will go ahead and cut out to when we get our rock crystals. Never mind. I don't think I will be cutting out because that actually didn't take too long once I had the right seeds. Don't be like me, guys. Pay attention to what you're doing. And star metal. So I think that's all of the seeds that we can get right now that aren't the mob seeds, just because we don't have those chunks. Collect all of our glowing. How much glowing do we have now anyway? We have 620. I think at some point the dev should probably look into reassigning the totals for these, because every single quest only gives 5 glowing, and I feel like some of the quests should be weighted higher than others. Like, sure, 5 glowing for a regular furnace, whatever, or even 2, you know, something simple. But when you get down here at a diamond furnace, emerald furnace, they take a little bit more work and a little more effort, and I think 5 glowing is a little ridiculous for some of these things, especially once you start getting into making these singularities. I mean, a singularity and you only get 5 glowing for it. So I think that needs to be rebalanced a little bit, just because I don't think it's scaled properly. But it's still in beta, and probably by the time other people start playing this mod pack, that will be sorted out. And I think with that, I am going to wrap up this episode. And so thanks everybody, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode.